The Birmingham bin workers committed to the picket a year on, even though one of them is now out of a job.
Bitter and resentful to a council that won't get round the table. They keep saying the door's open, but they never invite us in.
We asked the councillor responsible for the latest on those talks.
When was the last time the council met with Unite?
I don't directly deal with the negotiations. That's a question for the officers.
Good evening. 12 months on from the all-out strike of Birmingham's bin workers, those on the picket line have told ITV News Central they are just as determined as they were on day one. They walked out after the council announced changes to jobs, which the union says would result in some losing thousands of pounds every year.
The council has apologised for the disruption caused by the strike, but says it is pushing ahead with its plans to improve the bin service. In a moment, we'll hear from the councillor in charge. But first, our political reporter, Lewis Warner, hears from the residents sick of the strike and the workers left counting the cost.
They're just as loud and just as adamant. On this morning's picket line, Unite the Union marked 12 months of all-out action.
I would never have imagined that this strike was going to take this long, particularly because in the summer of last year, we were in ACAS talks, that's the arbitration service. We were close to a deal. We had a ballpark agreement. All the council had to do is write it up and come back to us. They then decided that they were going to pull the deal and they didn't even come back in the room.
Workers strike! Workers win!
We're still in that room. We're waiting for them to come back in.
Over the year, Henshaw Road in Small Heath suffered some of the worst pile-ups of rubbish. Today, it's mostly gone, but the reputation has stuck. This road is now seen as a dumping ground.
So that's just contaminated rubbish.
Here, Richard is fed up with the lack of recycling. He says these bins have been sat here for 12 months, uncollected. They're meant for plastics and cardboard, but are now full of general waste too.
Well, it's ridiculous, isn't it? You can't get rid of your recycling because you can't use your bins because they haven't been emptied. Well, I'm having to keep a lot of recycling in the house for a while so I can get rid of it, So I've got bags of recycling in the house and stuff like that.
And you then take it to the tip, do you?
Yeah, newspapers and stuff like that, you can't get rid of them. So they get moved about, so I don't know which one's mine now, unless I took them all out and found it. Look, contaminated, look. They're all the same, look. It's ridiculous. And all the roads around here are covered in rubbish as well. They just ain't doing nothing about it. I'm sick of it, I mean, it shouldn't have gone on this long, no one's winning. Everyone's losing.
The council says after significant disruption, its contingency plans mean collections are now running efficiently. It says complaints and reports of missed bin collections are now lower than before the strike began. But on the picket lines, the commitment remains strong. Danny Taylor loves the job that much. He used to commute every day from Shrewsbury, setting off at 3:30 in the morning. He's still making that journey now to stand on the picket line.
No matter what, I'm going to be on that picket line every day, even if I have to cut back as far as I can.
Living off £80 a day from the union, money is tight and payments can slip.
I have a lot of bills. I have child maintenance. Sometimes I'll pay a half when it's due and then half later, or sometimes I'll be like, I have to delay it a week because I haven't got it this week. Yeah, it's massively affected me. I have to keep shifting my money around just to make ends meet.
Danny's renting a room on a friend's farm, picking up the odd job to earn a little bit of extra money. The council says of the 170 people affected by the scrapping of the waste recycling collection officer role, all have either been redeployed or chosen voluntary redundancy. It says of the 144 driver team leaders, the majority accepted the new lower grade role on offer, but 3 were made redundant after rejecting the council's options. One of them, 60-year-old George, says in reality it would have meant a pay cut. George, what have you been doing since you were made redundant?
I haven't been doing a lot, to be honest with you, thinking about what I'm going to do. I was quite happy to work until I retired, But now I've had to draw down on my pension and I'm living on that now, so...
Looking back on it now, you lost your job over this.
I have, yes.
How do you feel?
Bitter. Bitter and resentful. Resentful to a council that won't get round the table. They keep saying the door's open, but they never invite us in.
Unite! Unite! We stand up and we fight!
Every morning, George still stands on the picket line to support his former colleagues. He says redundancy doesn't break solidarity. But after everything that's happened, he now says he wants to leave. How do you look at Birmingham now, having been through this industrial action?
Different. I just want out of the city now. My plans now are to sell up and move down south. It's something I was going to do when I retired, but after being made redundant, it's just pushed that forward now.
And will you miss it when you go?
100%. I love this city. 60 years I've lived in this city, but sometimes it's time to go.
Through snow, rain and summer heat, this strike has endured, leaving a city still divided by a dispute that's now seen all 4 seasons. Lewis Warner, ITV News.
Well, those workers do have permission to keep striking until September, and the council insists it wants to bring the dispute to an end. However, when asked by our correspondent Charlotte Cross, the cabinet member in charge of waste couldn't say when officers last spoke to the union.
And as the city awaits a resolution, it's local communities who have often been left picking up the pieces.
Every couple of weeks, these volunteers head to their local park in Birmingham to clear up litter. And since all-out strikes began a year ago, they say the problem has got worse and worse.
Drastically different. It's gone tenfold, I would say. We have so much in one litter pick nowadays. We find a couple of hours of litter picking collects at least 50 bags of litter, and it's amazing compared to what used to be 3 bags at most.
Rats are a big issue too. Even today, as they cleared up waste, they found 2 dead rodents in the grass.
I'm afraid it's just a common occurrence now. There are rats, there are holes and nests appearing rapidly because the rubbish is there. They've got something to feast on and the vermin will come back again.
What do you think the council needs to do?
I think they need a good shake-up, I'm afraid, and we've had enough with the bin strikes.
The council says it wants it over with too, as the cabinet member in charge of the city's waste told me he apologised for the chaos the strikes have caused.
The bin strikes in Birmingham have gone on for far too long, and I apologise for the disruption caused. And I would also hope that Unite apologise for the disruption caused. It isn't good enough, and we want to bring the strikes to an end.
You say you want to bring this to an end. What are you doing to bring it to an end?
We've made several offers to Unite, all of which have been rejected. Our doors are always open to Unite to come forward with a proposal that we can carefully consider.
Unite has said that the resolve of striking workers is only strengthening. How do you plan to move forward?
Well, our doors are always open to Unite, and we would ask them to return to work and present a proposal to us that we could carefully and fully consider. We want to bring the strike to the end.
You have said this a few times now, your door is always open. Are you doing anything proactively to try to bring this strike to an end?
We've made multiple offers to Unite, all of which have been rejected. Hence why our doors are open, and we want Unite to come to us with a proposal that we can carefully and fully consider.
When was the last time the council met with Unite?
I don't directly deal with the negotiations. That's a question for the officers, the highly qualified officers who are involved in the discussions with Unite.
But this is your area. You should surely be across the negotiations, the latest in the situation.
As the cabinet member responsible for the delivery of the waste strategy in the city, that's what my main focus is on. We have highly qualified officers, both from legal and financial, coupled with the support of ACAS to deal with the negotiations to bring this dispute to an end.
But so far, of course, they have failed to do so, which means now we're entering a second year of strikes.
We're just really sick of it now. I think, please sort it out.
Is that your message to the council or to the union?
I think both. I think please work out some negotiations. I mean, we're a proud city. We love it. We've got so much culture and arts and music to offer, and The reputation of the city has completely been destroyed.
Rats, rubbish and poor recycling rates. Hardly a reputation befitting Britain's second city. Charlotte Cross, ITV News, Birmingham.
And Unite has today voted to cut its Labour affiliation by £580,000, with the union saying it's frustrated at the lack of a deal, calling it incompetent behaviour from the government-backed commissioners. The Labour Party said they're proud to be funded by affiliated supporters and trade union members, and they're delivering the biggest upgrade to workers' rights in a generation.